lot to touch on. A number of aggravated assaults were basically reports of domestic incidents. Same with burglaries, just reports. 2 counterfeiting reports we did receive. One was early this morning and one yesterday afternoon. They all involved $20 counterfeit bills. There's 2 at one business by 14th of Minnesota and one that was passed by Highline and Arrowhead Place yesterday afternoon. Still working on suspects on that. No arrests related to those, but they might be related. To look into that. Disorderly conducts are reports, basically arrests. Fraud reports are identity theft situations. There is a kidnapping on the log. I'll touch on that quick. When the log was sent out this morning, that was classified as a kidnapping case. After talking with the investigator this morning, that's actually unfounded. There is no kidnapping related to this. It's more of a disorderly conduct situation. No arrest related to that, but we were able to determine there was no kidnapping involved in this situation. So after clearing it up, that was actually reported on the 30th around a little before 10 p.m. Larcenies were shopliftings and other thefts. Narcotics, nothing of weight. Rape report and sex offenses were all case reports along with simple assaults. Stolen vehicle numbers were down with a long weekend. We only had 6 reported over a 3-day period, so that's good for that time frame. Sudden unattended deaths are not suspicious, if I could get that out. Weapons, there's 2 different weapon violation reports. The first one involved a man who had shot himself in the hand while cleaning his gun. It was an accidental case, so it was just a report, no arrest. And related to that one, that was from the first around 4:30 p.m. on West Christopher Place. And the other weapons violation was just a report. I know it's not on the log, but I wanted to touch on this today. We received this morning between 5:30 and 6 p.m. at least 10 calls involving gunshot calls in Sioux Falls. There were no specific areas to where they all originated from. They were all over town. I can give you a few examples. Looks like we're looking at around 24th and Summit, 20th and 7th Avenue, 15th and Lake area, 1800 block of East 54th Street, 22nd and Phillips, amongst others. At this point, we are following up on getting video surveillance from those locations. There has been a number that have been turned in. I know you mentioned you had gotten one already today. We're just looking to see if we can find out who exactly is responsible for that as far as a vehicle or suspects. We have no reports of any damage or injuries or suspects' descriptions at this point, so it's still an ongoing investigation. Just happened in the last few hours. So, any questions on that at all today?
Do you think it was a vehicle that was, or do you think it was isolated to?
Just judging by the time frame and the amount of calls, if they are all the same person, I would assume that they were in a vehicle. If they're all related, we can't have nothing to say at this point that every one of those calls is from the same unknown suspect at this point. It could be just based on the time frame being a half hour-ish and the various locations in Sioux Falls that aren't concentrated to one specific area. So it is quite possible it is just one vehicle involved. It's hard to say though at this point without getting more information.
So do you think all those reports are probably the same one incident right now?
Judging by the time frame, it could be. I can't say with 100% certainty that it is, just based on we don't have a suspect or a vehicle. We're looking into trying to get video surveillance from these different locations. So I would ask the public if there is a chance to review video surveillance from those areas I mentioned, or if there's anything that you heard this morning around that time frame that sounded similar to gunshots, to call the police and let us know. If you have video of the evidence you can turn in or any specific information, just give us a call, 367-7000, the non-emergency number.
Is there an easy way for them to upload the video to you guys? Like, can they use Crime Stoppers to send that video?
Yeah, Crime Stoppers through the P3 app does have an attachment for, we've in the past received Ring video and other surveillance footage that way too, so.
So if they want to stay anonymous, they can just upload it through the P3 app?
Yes, sure can. Thank you for mentioning that. It's important, so. Anything else?
I do one
Yes.
thing. The Army helicopter that circled Sioux Falls Friday night, did Sioux Falls Police Department have any assistance with that at all?
Not that I've been told. Everything that we've gotten calls on that, that's a National Guard helicopter related to a state-run thing. So we've directed all questions involving the helicopter to the state about that. Usually the helicopter has been used in the past as a investigative tool for like drug cases only. So I don't know if that's exactly what they were doing with it that time, but as far as the Sioux Falls PD, I'm not aware of our usage of that helicopter. In fact, it's all a state thing recently. All right, thanks, have a good day.